Good morning, students. Today in zoology class we are going to do chapter 4 of the class 11 syllabus, which is Animal Kingdom. It's written on the board for you. In depth you have already been taught. Today, before we solve the multiple choice questions given to you, we'll have a short summary and understand about the chapter. It's worth mentioning the 5 kingdom classification, which revolutionized the classification of the animals. Now this 5 kingdom classification, as you all know, was given by Mr. R. H. Whitaker. And he gave 5 kingdom classification in 1969. According to this, he placed Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Kingdom Animalia. Out of that, we are going to do Kingdom Animalia in today's class. Now, according to that, he has divided all the animals present in the world into 2 groups. One is the group non-chordates, and this group of non-chordates consists of 10 phylums, and the second group is the group of chordates, which consist of only one phylum, which is phylum Chordata. Keeping this in mind, we are going to solve the questions which is provided to you in the questionnaire. Now the same questions I have with me in my tab. Let us start solving the questions. There are 30 questions given to you in the classwork. We are going to solve those 30 questions right now in this video. The first question says, sponges and coelentrates resemble each other in being. That means the question is asking the similarity to choose in the 4 options given to you in between sponges and coelentrates. Now when the chapter is done to you, you already know that sponges belong to phylum Porifera and coelentrates belong to phylum Cnidaria. Both of these organisms are having 2 layers during the embryogenesis formation, and it has 2 layers in the adult form as well. Those 2 layers are ectoderm and endoderm. Due to the presence of 2 layers in these organisms are called as diploblastic. And the second concept is asked of coelom. Now there are 2 types of coelom. One is where coelom is absent, called as acoelomates. Second, where coelom is present and it is well developed, which is called as eucoelom. The third one, where it is present but it is not well developed, is called as pseudocoelom. Now the concept of coelom only arises when you have 3 layers in the organism's body. But since we have just now discussed that there are only 2 layers in the body of the organisms, that is the reason why they are called as diploblastic. Plus, coelom question doesn't arise, hence they are going to be termed as acoelomates. So, the first question answer, okay, now we have put on the tab and I'm going to read out the options of the first question for you, and then we are going to keep this in mind and choose the correct answer. The first option is monoblastic and acoelomate. You already know that it's not possible. Second option says diploblastic and acoelomate, which already fits in this. So answer is option number 2, but we will see the remaining 2 options as well. The third option is triploblastic and acoelomate. Fourth option is triploblastic and pseudocoelomate. Now if you compare all the 4 options, then you can understand that option number 2 is the most appropriate for question number 1. So answer for question number 1 is the second option, which says diploblastic and acoelomate. So I hope you all have understood with the first question. We move on to question number 2. Question number 2 says evolution of porifera from protozoan is evidenced by the animals like. So that means we need to find out the similarity or the linking between the protozoan and porifera. So protozoa, we all know that protozoans are amoeba, chlamydomonas and plasmodium, euglena. Such type of animals are called as protozoans, and we are supposed to find out the connection of protozoans according to evolution with porifera. Now porifera is the close association or the loose association of the cells. You need to understand those cells are similar to protozoans because protozoans are unicellular. Protozoans are unicellular. And if these unicellular organisms start colonizing, that is forming colony, it is going to form loose aggregations of cells. And these loose aggregations of cells can be termed as the poriferans. Now keeping that in mind, you see the 4 options given to you in the answers. First is euglena. Euglena is unicellular organism, so first option is gone. Second option is chlamydomonas. Again second option is unicellular, so chlamydomonas is also removed. Third option is volvox, and that third option volvox is multicellular. And to have a colonial form, you need to have a multicellular form. So for question number 2, third option is correct, which is volvox, because fourth option is again paramecium, which is unicellular. So for the second question, the correct answer is option number 3. Moving on, let us go to question number 3. In question number 3, the question says, let me read the question for you. In sponges, free swimming larva is called as. So that means we are supposed to find out a free swimming larva. Free swimming larva. So when we say free swimming, that means we are talking about motile larvas. Okay, now options given to you is Veliger larva, first option. Veliger larva belongs to mollusca. Veliger larva is mollusca. Second is Trochophore larva. Trochophore larva is annelidan. It belongs to phylum Annelida. Third option belongs to Parenchyma. Parenchyma belongs to sponges. And fourth option is Bipinnaria, which belongs to echinoderms. So first option Veliger, phylum Mollusca. Option number 2 Trochophore larva, phylum Annelida. Option number 3 Parenchyma, which is for phylum Porifera. And option number 4 Bipinnaria, phylum Echinodermata. Now I will read the question again for you. In sponges, the free swimming larva is called as, and obviously according to that question, option number 3 is the correct answer. So question number 3, option correct is option number 3. So moving on, let us go for question number 4. Question number 4, I will read it for you. It's already there in your questionnaire. Water currents in Leucosolonia are produced by. Now Leucosolonia is one type of a sponge. Leucosolonia is one type of a sponge, and there are different cells which are present in the sponges because these are loose aggregations. I hope you remember that it is multicellular and it is formed by loose associations or loose aggregations of cells. There are different types of cells. The 4 options given to you are choanocytes, pinacocytes, archaeocytes and thesocytes. Now first thing is, all 4 options belong to sponges because all these cells are present in the sponges. Pinacocytes, option number 2, pinacocytes form the outer layers. So pinacocytes are present in the outer layers of the sponge. I hope you remember, I already told you all 4 options, the cells are present in the sponges only. The third option is archaeocytes. Archaeocytes are similar to stem cells. The way stem cells are present in us, like that there are archaeocytes present in the sponges. Fourth option is thesocytes, and thesocytes are more of a storage kind of a cell. It's a type of archaeocyte which helps in storage of different types of components in the cells in the Leucosolenia sponge. So the first option is choanocytes, and choanocytes is the flagellated cells present in the sponges which is going to make water currents. So since flagella is present in choanocytes, choanocytes is the correct option, because to make water currents the sponges will need flagella, and since flagella is present in choanocytes, the correct answer for question number 4 is option number 1. So question number 4, correct answer is option number 1, choanocytes. Moving on, let's go to the next question, which is question number 5. Now question number 5 says that the common bath sponge belongs to the genus. Now in this particular question there is nothing much to explain as such. You should only know that the different types of examples which are given, out of that which is the correct option which is common bath sponge. So option number 1 is Sycon, which is not a bath sponge. Option number 2 is Leucosolenia, which is also not a bath sponge. Third option is Euspongia, which is the bath sponge. So question number 5, the correct answer is option number 3, which is Euspongia. And the fourth option, last one, Spongilla, of course, is not called as bath sponge. Next is question number 6. Question number 6 talks about nematocysts. Now I hope you all remember, students, nematocysts are also called as stinging cells. And these stinging cells are present in phylum Cnidaria. Another name of Cnidaria is cnidocytes. And cnidocytes is nothing but stinging cells. So these nematocysts or nematocytes take part in, so these nematocysts will take part in what type of thing present in the phylum Cnidaria. So options given to you are, first option locomotion, second option offense and defense, option number 3 food capture, option number 4 all of the above. So nematocysts in the phylum Cnidaria, what will they do? Now if you see all 3 options given to you, locomotion, yes, nematocysts participate in locomotion. Second option, offense and defense, yes, nematocysts are also called as stinging cells, so they will protect the organism from others. Option number 3 is capture of food. Now nematocysts, because they can sting, they can stun the prey and help them to grasp them and help them to capture them. So capturing of food, nematocysts will also do. So question number 6, the correct answer is option number 4. Next question is question number 7. Question number 7 says, which one of the following is an example of platyhelminthes? So out of the given 4 options, which one is platyhelminthes? First option says Trypanosoma. Trypanosoma belongs to protozoa. Second option is Schistosoma, and Schistosoma is a type of flatworm. Third option is Plasmodium. Plasmodium vivax is malaria causing organism. I hope you all know about it. So it belongs to phylum Protozoa. Next is Wuchereria. Wuchereria belongs to phylum Ascalminthes, which is a group containing of approximately 80,000 species of worms. Okay. Now out of the 4 options given, which one belongs to Platyhelminthes? So Platyhelminthes is a phylum which consists of flatworms. So according to that, question number 7, correct answer is option number 2. So question number 7, option number 2 is the correct answer. Next we move on to question number 8. Question number 8, I will read the question for you. Which of the following groups have one or more animals which are not pseudocoelomate. Now the concept of coelom we have already dealt with one of the questions before. You already know that there are two types of coelom present, pseudocoelom and eucoelom. Out of that we are talking about pseudocoelom, where coelom is present but it is not well developed. First option is Bipallium and Taenia. Second option is Enterobius and Wuchereria. Third option is Ancylostoma and Dracunculus. Fourth option is Ascaris and Ancylostoma. Now out of these four options, which option contains both the animals which are not pseudocoelomate? Pseudocoelomate is the characteristic of phylum Ascalminthus. Before Ascalminthus is phylum Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes also contains worms, but these worms are called as flatworms. And these flatworms are acoelomates. Okay, these are acoelomates. So we need to find out those organisms which are not pseudocoelomate. So question number 8 is asking about non-pseudocoelomate animals. So out of four options, you are supposed to choose which are not pseudocoelomate. Now according to that, option number 1, question number 8, option number 1. Option number 1 contains Bipallium and Taenia. Taenia is tapeworm, I hope you know. And Bipallium is a flatworm, which is also commonly called as hammer-headed flatworm. Hammer-headed flatworm. And both of these belong to Platyhelminthes. Remaining all three options, Ancylostoma, which is also called as hookworm, Dracunculus is called as whipworm, Enterobius is called as pinworm, Ascaris is called as roundworm, and Wuchereria is called as filarial worm. All those worms belong to Ascalminthus, where pseudocoelom is present. Platyhelminthes, flatworms, acoelomates are present. So out of these, option number 1 contains organisms which does not have even a single pseudocoelomate in its group. That's why question number 8, option number 1 is correct. Moving on, let us go for question number 9. Till I erase this board, I am going to read the question for you. Question number 9 says the adult Wuchereria bancrofti, which is supposed to be a filarial worm, the adult Wuchereria bancrofti lives in. Now where does it live? Option number 1 says human subdermal spaces. Human subdermal spaces. That is option number 1. Now Wuchereria does not live in human subdermal spaces. So option number 1 is incorrect. Question number 2 says, option number 2 says muscles of Culex. Now Culex is a mosquito, I hope you know, and Wuchereria bancrofti does not live in the muscles of any animal. So option number 2 of question number 9 is ruled out of options. Next is option number 3, which says salivary glands of Culex. Now again, Culex is the mosquito which we were talking about. Salivary glands, it cannot stay. Next is option number 4, which is human lymph glands, and this option is correct because Wuchereria bancrofti will live in the lymph glands of the human beings. So question number 9, option number 4 is the correct option. Moving on, question number 10, differentiating trait of Ascaris. So the question is asking differentiating trait. That means how can we demarcate between male and female in Ascaris? We'll start with fourth option this time. Fourth option says hermaphrodite and pseudocoelom. Now hermaphrodite means bisexual. Hermaphrodites are bisexual. So in the bisexuals, there is no question of differentiating them. So option number 4 in question number 10 is gone. Fourth option out of syllabus. Next comes option number 3. Option number 3 says pseudocoelom and metameric segmentation. Now by pseudocoelom, you already know that coelom is the central cavity present in the organisms, and to differentiate you need to observe the character. Coelom we cannot see. Metameric segmentation, yes, we can see, but pseudocoelom we cannot see. So option number 3 is also ruled out of option. Next is option number 2, which is unisexual. Again, unisexual means unisexual is sexually dimorphic, but digenetic parasite. The second part of option 2 says digenetic parasite. What do you mean by digenetic parasite? Digenetic parasite means the parasite which is going to have more than one host, and in that di is 2. So this is a parasite which has 2 hosts during its lifetime. Now this character has nothing to do with a differentiating trait. Hence option number 2 is also removed. So option number 4 is removed, option number 3 is removed, option number 2 is removed. Now there is only one option remaining, option number 1. Option number 1 says sexual dimorphism. So that means male and female are present in different bodies, which is a differentiating trait of Ascaris. Ascaris male and female is present in 2 different bodies. Next is rhabditiform larva, which is present in the Ascaris. So question number 10, answer is option number 1. Question number 10, answer is option number 1. So 10 questions are over. Let me erase the board for you and we'll proceed with the next question, which is question number 11. Question number 11 says choose the correct statement with reference to Ascaris. Now again, Ascaris belongs to phylum Ascalminthus. Commonly it is called as a roundworm. So this Ascaris, we have to choose the correct statement. So we have to choose the correct statement out of the 4 statements given. The first statement says hatching of embryos take place in the stomach due to lytic enzymes. Option number 1 is incorrect, because the hatching of the eggs takes place in the intestine. It doesn't take place in the stomach. So option number 1 is wrong. Next, option number 2, adulthood is reached inside the body of the host in 10 days time. Again, it is incorrect. Next, option number 3, which says development and molting takes place in the alveoli of lungs, which is correct. The development of the larva and the molting of the larva takes place in the alveoli of the human being's lungs as far as Ascaris is concerned. Fourth option says hatching of embryo takes place within 10 hours. Again, this option is wrong. So question number 11, correct option is option number 3. Moving on to question number 12. Question number 12 says in Ferretima. Now I hope everybody knows that Ferretima common name is earthworm. It belongs to phylum Annelida. In Ferretima there are red colored round bodies in 4th, 5th and 6th segments. Now before that I want to tell you that 4th, 5th and 6th segments, the red colored glands which can be seen are called as blood glands, and these blood glands are going to produce blood cells. Okay, so the question says in Ferretima there are red colored round bodies in 4th, 5th and 6th segments above the alimentary canal. They are believed to be involved in, so what do they do? Now I already told you that one of the option is that they are going to produce the blood cells. Now answers, there are 4 options, you have to choose one answer. First is excretion. Option number 1 is excretion. You already know that there is nothing to do with excretion. Second option is digestion. Again, it has nothing to do with production of blood cells. Option number 3 is reproduction. Option number 3 also has nothing to do with it. Option number 4 says leukocyte production, and leukocyte production is one type of WBC, and WBCs are one type of blood cells. So for question number 12, answer is option number 4. So that is question number 12. Quickly we'll erase the board and we'll proceed to the next question. Till I erase the board, let's read the question. Question number 13 says, the color of body in earthworm is brown due to the presence of. Now this is a direct question. The 4 options, I'll start with the 4th option, which is hemocyanin. Hemocyanin is not present in earthworm. Option number 3 is blood, which is also incorrect because blood is not supposed to be a color due to which the body can be colored. Then comes option number 2, which is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is present in the earthworm, but that gives the color to the blood and not to the body. Then comes option number 1. Option number 1 says porphyrin. Now porphyrin is also a pigment present in the earthworm's body. And this pigment is going to provide the reddish brown color to the body of the earthworm. Hence, question number 12, correct answer is option number 1. I'm sorry, it is question number 13. The correct answer is option number 1. Next we come to the 14th question. In question number 14, which one of the following belongs to phylum Arthropoda? Now this is a very direct question. 4 options are given of the names of the animals. Out of those 4 names of the animals, you are supposed to choose one of the animal which belongs to phylum Arthropoda. Now we'll start with option number 4 again. For question number 14 again I'll start with option number 4. Option number 4 says leech, and leech does not belong to phylum Arthropoda. Next comes, because leech belongs to phylum Annelida. It doesn't belong to phylum Arthropoda, it belongs to phylum Annelida. Next comes option number 3. No, option number 3 is Nereis. Again, that is also incorrect because Nereis also belongs to phylum Annelida, class Polychaeta. Next comes option number 2, which is termite, and termite is a type of insect, so it comes in phylum Arthropoda. Option number 1 is octopus, and octopus is incorrect because it belongs to phylum Mollusca. So question number 14, the correct answer is option number 2. Next question is question number 15, and question number 15, if you look into your questionnaire, question number 15 is talking about Aristotle's lantern. Aristotle's lantern. So the question says Aristotle's lantern is found in. So from the given options, given 4 options, you need to tell or you need to select one option where Aristotle's lantern is present. So pretty much straightforward question. Option number 1 is jellyfish. Jellyfish does not contain Aristotle's lantern. Option number 2 is sea anemone. Sea anemone belongs to phylum Cnidaria. It doesn't contain. Option number 3 is sea lily. Sea lily is Echinodermata, but it does not contain Aristotle's lantern. 4th option is sea urchin, and sea urchin does contain Aristotle's lantern. Now for the students who don't know what is Aristotle's lantern, the sea urchin belongs to Echinoidea, and in the echinoideans, in the sea urchin, there is a 5-jawed apparatus or 5-toothed apparatus which is called as Aristotle's lantern. In short, these are nothing but 5 teeth which are present in the lower or oral surface of sea urchin, which helps in scraping and feeding of sea urchin. Next comes question number 16. So I hope you understood question number 15. Answer is option number 4. Then comes question number 16. An animal phylum having radially symmetrical adults but bilaterally symmetrical larvae. So that means out of given 4 options, you need to choose radial symmetry in adults and bilateral symmetry in larva. The options are, first option, Porifera. Porifera is incorrect because Porifera adult is asymmetrical and larva is radially symmetrical. Next comes option number 2. Option number 2 is Cnidaria, which is also wrong because Cnidaria is radially symmetrical adult and radially symmetrical larva. So both adult and larva are radially symmetrical. Next comes option number 3, and option number 3, Echinodermata, is correct because Echinodermata adult is radially symmetrical, for example starfish, and bilaterally symmetrical larva is present in the echinoderms. So, and that is the reason option number 3 is correct. Option number 4 is sea urchin. Sorry, option number 4 is Annelida, which is incorrect because annelidans have bilaterally symmetrical adult and bilaterally symmetrical larva. So that means both adult and larva are bilaterally symmetrical in option number 4. So the correct option for question 16 is option number 3. So option number 3 is the correct answer for question number 16. Next, we will go for question number 17. Now, till I erase the board, let us read question number 17. Question number 17 says, mark the correct one. So correct one, you are supposed to choose between phylum, class and example. So first option says Annelida in phylum, and that gives class Oligochaeta, which is correct. Next comes Nereis in the example. Now for class Oligochaeta, example will be earthworm and not Nereis. And if it is Nereis, then the class is going to be Polychaeta and not Oligochaeta, the way it is written here. So that is the reason why option number 1 is wrong. Next comes option number 2, which is Mollusca. Mollusca says class is Pelecypoda, which is, yes, Pelecypoda is one of the class in phylum Mollusca, but the example given is cuttlefish. Now cuttlefish belongs to class Cephalopoda of Mollusca. And Pelecypoda is wrong. Pelecypoda is also called as bivalvia, where shellfishes are going to be present. Hence option number 2 is wrong. Next we go for option number 3. Option number 3 says Reptilia, and in Reptilia Ophidia, and example is lizard. Now first of all, Reptilia is a class and it is not a phylum. So option number 3 is also ruled out. Next comes option number 4. Nothing is remaining, only option number 4. So option number 4 is correct. But let us understand why. Option number 4 says phylum Echinodermata. Yes, Echinodermata is phylum. Next comes Holothuroidea. Holothuroidea is one of the class of Echinodermata. So yes, Holothuroidea is also correct. Next comes Cucumeria, and Cucumeria is sea cucumber, and sea cucumber belongs to Holothuroidea of phylum Echinodermata, and hence option number 4 is correct. So question number 17, option number 4 is correct. Next we go for question number 18. Let us quickly erase the board and prepare for the next question. Question number 18 says, the fishes possess gills. Let me write it. Question number 18 says, fishes, and I hope you understand we are talking about the finned fishes. So the fishes possess, two things are given. One is gills and the other one is fins. Which of the following is not a true fish? So according to this question, true fish is the one which is going to possess gills and fins, and out of the 4 options given, you are supposed to select that option where it is not a true fish. So let us start with option number 4. Option number 4 is seahorse. Seahorse is a hippocampus which belongs to bony fishes. That means it is a true fish. Then comes option number 3. Option number 3 is goldfish. Goldfish again is a bony fish. Same thing. So it is a bony fish. Option number 2 is silver carp. Silver carp is also a bony fish. That means it is a true fish. Option number 1 is silverfish, and silverfish belongs to phylum Arthropoda. Only the name is fish, but it is Arthropoda. Hence, it is not a true fish. Since it's not a true fish, question number 18, correct answer is option number 1. Next question is question number 19. Question number 19 says, which of the following is characteristic feature of fishes? So out of the given 4 options, you need to select which of them is the characteristic feature. That means the feature which is going to identify whether it is a fish or not. Let us start with the first option. The first option says presence of tail and venous heart. The tail is present in the fishes and it does have venous heart. So option number 1 is correct for fishes. Option number 2 is venous heart and gills. Now of course the heart of fishes is venous, which I am going to explain in a moment, and gills are present in the fishes, so option number 2 is also appropriate to fishes. Next comes option number 3, which says epidermal scales and tail. Now tail obviously is already present, and epidermal scales means the top surface of the skin is going to contain some form of scales, which is actually incorrect because the scales are present in dermis. So it's actually dermal scales present in the fishes, but then okay, this is incorrect and this is correct. Let us go to the fourth option. Fourth option says epidermal scales and gills. Now of course we have seen just now that the scales are dermal scales, so epidermal scales is incorrect, and gills is present in the fishes, yes. Now out of the 4 options, 2 options are pertaining to fishes, but then out of these 2, which one is a characteristic feature of fishes? The characteristic character of the fishes is option number 2, which is venous heart and presence of gills. Now gills, of course you will be knowing that it is a respiratory organ present in the fishes, but what do you mean by venous heart? Venous heart means that the heart is always going to carry deoxygenated blood. Now if you talk about the human beings, I hope you know that the heart of the human beings contains both oxygenated and deoxygenated type of blood. Both the type of blood is going to enter into the heart of all the animals, but in the fishes the heart is going to contain only deoxygenated blood, because the blood once supplied to the body, the deoxygenated blood comes to the heart, and the deoxygenated blood from the heart is going to go to the lungs for purification, and from the lungs it doesn't come back to the heart. Hence it is called as single circulation present in the fishes. And all the animals which contain single circulation in the body, they are going to possess a venous heart. So question number 19, the correct option, which I hope you might have understood till now, is option number 1. Question 19, the correct answer is option number 1. Next we will go for question number 20. In the meanwhile, I will erase the board. Question number 20 talks about fishes again. Let us quickly read the question. Anadromous fishes move. So question number 20 talks about anadromous fishes. Okay, now let's see the options. Option number 1 says the movement from sea to fresh water. Option number 2 says from sea to estuary, which is brackish water. Option number 3 says from river to sea. And option number 4 says from estuary to sea. Now sea is marine water. All this is marine water. Estuary is a brackish water. and river is fresh water. Now, you need to understand what is the meaning of anadromous fish. Anadromous fishes are those fishes which are going to migrate from fresh water to marine water. According to that, for question number 20, answer becomes option number 3 because it says the movement of fishes from river to sea. That means the movement from fresh water to marine water. Another type of fishes are also there which is called as catadromous fishes. These catadromous fishes are going to do opposite type of migration. That means the movement is going to be from marine water to fresh water. That is called as catadromous fishes. Question 20 is asking anadromous fishes, which is movement from fresh water to marine water. So option number 3. Question number 20, option number 3. Next we will go for question number 21. The question number 21, quickly we will have one glance of question number 21. Question number 21 talks about neoteny. So question number 21 talks about neoteny. I hope you know that neoteny is the existence of ancestral characters in the organism. Like for example, presence of the muscles which can move the ear in the human beings, because the muscles of ear in the human beings is supposed to be an ancestral character which we cannot move. Like for example, you might have seen in the cows that cows can move their ear but human beings cannot move the ear. But if there is a human being which you see in your surrounding who can move his ear, then that character is coming under neoteny. So let us see the 4 options now. The first option is tadpole. Tadpole doesn't have any neoteny. Second is salamander. Salamander doesn't have a neoteny. Third is hyla, which is a tree frog, also does not have neoteny. And fourth option is axolotl larva. And axolotl larva is going to have external gills, which is supposed to be ancestral character for the amphibians. Axolotl larva comes under amphibia. And presence of external gills in amphibia is an ancestral character which represents neoteny. So question number 21, answer is option number 4. Next we go for question number 22. Question number 22 says, limbless amphibians belongs to the order. Pretty much straightforward question. First option is Anura. First option is incorrect because anurans or frogs and toads do have limbs, which you all know. Second option is Urodila. Urodila is salamanders, which also have limbs, so that is also incorrect. Third option is Gymnophiona. Another name of Gymnophiona is Apoda. A means absent and poda means legs. That means the name itself says that the limbs are absent. So for question number 22, answer is option number 3. Option number 4 is Squamata, which is equal to Urodila. Hence, these are the options. I'm sorry, option number 4, Squamata, is for reptiles. This doesn't belong to amphibia. So option number 1 is amphibia, Anura. Option number 2 is Urodila, which is also amphibia. Option number 3 is Apoda or Gymnophiona, which is also amphibia. Option number 4 is in reptiles, which is Squamata. Squamata is having lizards, which is reptiles. And option number 2 is having Urodila, which also appears like lizards. The salamanders appear like lizards, but then since they are having mucus covered skin, hence we can differentiate between these two. So option number 1 is incorrect, 2 is incorrect, 4 is incorrect. Correct answer for question number 22 is option number 3. Let's go to question number 23 now. Question number 23. Let us read the question number 23. Question number 23 says, heterocircle tail is found in. Now you need to first understand what a heterocircle tail is. Heterocircle tail. Now quickly I'm going to talk about the tails. There are two types of tails. One is homocircle tail and one is heterocircle tail. If you talk about the bony fishes, then bony fishes are going to have a tail like this, where both the ends of the tail, this is actually one pair of tail. So if this is the left tail and this is the right tail, both of them are equal. Hence it is called as homocircle. Homo means equal. Homocircle tail. But then if you talk about the shark, then the fin is going to be like this. That's the caudal fin. So the caudal fin is going to be like this. So one of the tail is longer and one of the tail is shorter. So they are unequal. So hetero, the meaning itself of hetero is different. Both the tails are different. Left tail and right tail is different. So that is called as heterocircle. Now let's go with the options. First option is cartilaginous fishes. Second option is bony fishes. Third option is whale. And fourth option is amphibians. Amphibians, apart from the urodilans, there is no question of tail. Then comes whale. Whale does have a tail which is homocircle. So that is ruled out of options. Then comes bony fishes, which also has homocircle tail, and heterocircle tail is present in the cartilaginous fishes. Example which I told you just now is sharks. So sharks, rays and skates belong to this group of cartilaginous fishes, which is going to have unequal tail, which is heterocircle. Let us go to the next question. Next question is question 24. So question 24 is talking about which one of the following is the characteristic for birds. So out of the given characteristics, which option is for birds? Let us start for that. The first one, they are flying animals. Yes, they do fly. Second, they are warm-blooded. Yes, the birds are warm-blooded, of course. Next is they are bipedal and have feather. Yes, they do have, they do walk on two legs, so they are called as bipedal, and their body is covered by feathers. Yes. Next, fourth option, they are quadrupedal. That means they walk by four legs, which is incorrect, and they have scales. Now the entire body is not covered by scales, but the legs of birds is covered by scales. So this is the situation of all the options. So you can see that more than one option seems to be correct for this particular question. But the question is asking very clearly which one of the following is the characteristic for birds. So if we talk about identifying character, rule out the fourth option. Out of these three options, the most appropriate option you are supposed to select, which is supposed to be option number 3, which says that the birds walk on two legs, bipedal, and their body is covered by feathers. If you talk about the first option, they are flying animals. Of course, birds can fly, mammals also can fly, reptiles can also fly. So flying is not an option. Next, the second one, they are warm-blooded. Yes, birds are warm-blooded, but even mammals are warm-blooded. So that is the reason why option number 3 is supposed to be the correct option. Next, we go for question number 25. Question number 25 is talking about monocondylic skull. Warm-blooded animals with air sacs are present in. Now, it is talking about three things. One is monocondylic skull. So first you need to understand what is this monocondylic skull. Now, monocondylic skull means there is an opening of the skull at the bottom. Like if you talk about human being skull, there is an opening at the bottom which is going to connect to the vertebral column. This opening is having certain points where the first vertebrae of the vertebral column is going to make a connection. For example, if we are talking about man, human beings, then the first vertebrae of the vertebral column is atlas. and this atlas is having 2 points which is going to connect on both sides of the skull. So it is going to make a connection and it is going to enter into the hole which is provided in the skull. So this is a foramen, hole is called as a foramen, and the depressions which are present on both the sides for making a connection with atlas, these two are called as occipital condyles. In man, just now I showed you that there are two occipital condyles. So man is called as dicondylic. Okay, man is called as dicondylic. Now we are talking about monocondylic skull. Next, apart from monocondylic skull, the next option is given is warm-blooded. Warm-blooded. And the third one is air sacs. So out of the given 4 options, we are supposed to select an animal which is warm-blooded, it is monocondylic skull, and it has air sacs present in their lungs. Now from this option, it is very clear and eminent which animal it is, but still we are going to see the 4 options. The first option is reptiles, which is incorrect. First option is reptiles. Second option is birds. Yes, birds is correct. Third option is amphibia, which is incorrect. And fourth option is mammalia, which is incorrect. So question number 25, answer is option number 2, because air sacs, there is only one animal which possesses air sacs in the lungs connected to it, and that is birds. So question number 25, answer is option number 2. Let's go to the next question now, question number 26. Right. So question number 26. In question number 26, it is asking, which one of the following is a flightless birds? Now this is a very straightforward question. Out of the given 4 questions, you are supposed to select which is the flightless bird. That means the bird which does not fly. Now please try to understand, flightless bird doesn't mean that wings are absent. Wings may be present, but that doesn't mean that the birds can fly. So let us see. First option is passer. Passer is a group of like pigeons. So pigeons can fly, pretty much we all know. Next is corvus. Corvus is nothing but crow. We know that it can fly. Next is Atenodites. Atenodites is nothing but penguin. And we know that in penguins, the wings are present, but the birds can't fly. So that means question number 26, option number 3 is the correct answer. Let's go for question number 4 as well, option number 4 as well. Option number 4 is Pavo cristatus, and Pavo cristatus is nothing but peacock. And we know that peacocks seldomly fly, but they do fly. Okay. So question number 26, flightless bird is penguin. Please remember, wings are present. Next we go to question number 27. Question number 27 is talking about wishbone. And the question is already saying that the wishbone of the bird is derived from. So wishbone is present in the bird, it is telling. But what is wishbone? Wishbone is also called as furcula. And this furcula is made up of the joining of 2 clavicles present in the birds. And we all know that clavicles are the part of pectoral girdle. So now, understanding this, let us look at the options. First option, skull, incorrect. Second option, pectoral girdle, which is correct. Third option, pelvic girdle, incorrect. And fourth option, hind limb, incorrect. So question number 27, correct option is option number 2, according to the explanation. Next we go for question number 28. Right. Right. So question number 28. Question number 28 is asking about egg-laying mammals are grouped as. Now before anything, let me tell you that mammals are having three categories. First is egg-laying mammals. Second is pouched mammals or pouched bearing mammals. Next is placental mammals. That means the organisms which will have placenta. The first type of mammals are like echidna, who are going to lay eggs. Pouched, like a kangaroo. Everybody knows about kangaroo, it has a pouch. Next is placental mammals, like for example man. Man is the best example for placental mammals. Now out of these three, egg-laying mammals are grouped as. So we are talking about this group of animals. And we are talking about these group of animals where it is supposed to, from the given four options, we are supposed to select the egg-laying mammals. Now instead of echidna, you can also take duck-billed platypus. Duck-billed platypus is also an egg-laying mammal, because echidna can be involved into pouched bearing mammals as well. Next, so platypus, duck-billed platypus, egg-laying mammal. Next, option number 1 is talking about Eutheria. Eutheria is placental mammals. Second option, Prototheria, which is correct because it is egg-laying mammals. Option number 3 is Rodentia, which we talk about rats, which is incorrect. And fourth option is Metatheria, which is pouched mammals, hence it is incorrect. So question number 28, egg-laying mammals, is option number 2. That is correct. And please, I'm really sorry, echidna, please take duck-billed platypus as the example for egg-laying mammals. So question number 28 answer is option number 2. Next we go for question number 29. Now for question number 29, question is pretty much very simple. Bat can travel with. So bat can travel with. First option, everybody knows about bat, that they are going to travel during the night time because their eyes are very weak. So the first option, eyes open. No requirement of eyes open. Second, eyes plugged and ears open, because of course you know that it is going to travel and it is going to understand the distance because of its ultrasonic waves that it is going to be produced. And so ears are important because we are talking about sound. It can see because of its ears. So question number 29, bat should always travel with eyes may be closed but ears should be open. Next, option number 3, ears plugged and eyes open. Of course, that's wrong. Next is option number 4, ears closed, eyes plugged. Again, is the same thing. And question number 29 is talking about option number 2, which is correct. Next we go to the last question, which is question number 30. So question number 30 again is a very simple question. Question number 30, we are talking about flippers of seal. Now I hope you all know about seals. Seals and walruses are going to be present with penguins. Penguins also are present in the same place where these are present. And I hope you know how the structure of the body is. So seals are going to have flippers in their body. And the question is asking, flippers of seal are. So what these flippers are? Now the flippers are going to be used for swimming. That's the function of the flippers. But what is the flipper made up of? So first option, fins. Incorrect. Second, it is supposed to be hind limb, which again is incorrect. Third option, it is forelimb, which is modified into flippers, which is absolutely true. And the fourth option, gills. flippers are not the modification of gills. So in seal, flippers are the modification of forelimb. So question number 30, answer is option number 3. So all the 30 questions are solved. I hope everybody got the answers of the questions. Till the next video, thank you.